Dr.Ben.
The kind of thing that takes off.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Dr.Ben again, man. He had been away from comics for a long time, and now he's back. He's got these crazy colors.
Yes, I like.
Really great work. And some of it's like meta too, you know. It's got talking about Brubaker, Sean Phillips. This is like he is in this. He's the guy with the chops and the bald head there in the top right. So like, you know.
That's the Broob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his hat. Yeah, does Broob know about this? He would love this.
Take my money, my cigarettes. I haven't seen worst of it. And I wanna know, can you tell me I love to drop me in the water. Take me to the river. Dip me in the water. Wash it down. Wash it down.
It's the kind of weather that penetrates and makes your skin feel itchy and oily. Dirty, kind of, but real too. That's good. It's time for cheers. Sam and Diane, Norm Peterson, the coach. And then, after he died, Woody. I don't have a TV now, but that's okay. The shows in my mind are almost always better.
And that's probably true with the Maxx.
It's true. It's a true
Right.
story.
Yeah.
It's him.
And the creator is Sam Kieth
Yes.
of the character.
Also known for, you want to show what?
Yeah, also known for doing pencils and inks,
I
or
think he just did the pencils.
Just
I believe,
the pencils.
I believe it's that Mike.
yeah, Dringenberg.
Yeah, I don't know how you say his name, but I figured I'd let you do that one.
Dringenberg.
Dringenberg?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Dringenberg. It almost sounds like
Yeah.
Drinkenberg.
But I guess like we're here to discuss Sam Kieth and his work.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, that's, you know, I like to give people kind of like a, you know, I mean, we're not going to go through his, like, you know, what year he was born and what
Yeah.
high school did he go to.
We're not that kind of show.
No. He was 1986 was the first time he drove a stick shift. I don't know. You know,
Who cares?
who cares about that stuff? Are you gonna remember any of that?
No, but we're going to remember the Maxx for sure.
I was gonna say, like, you're gonna remember
That's
those freaking feet he has.
they are huge, and his hands are huge too. His body is small, but he's like really bulky. You know.
Well, it does. You know, I think this is a good spot. We're gonna kind of like jump around. We're not gonna go through
Yeah.
from beginning to end. We just want to kind of show you. Look at like the Maxx, like sitting in the back of this police car.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a little dude, but he's got
Uh,
giant feet and claws.
yeah, he's almost like the image answer of Wolverine in a way.
I could see
In
that.
the sense that he's pretty ferocious. He's strong. He's fast.
Right.
He's a little guy, but
Claws.
yeah, the claws, and he can heal from injuries pretty fast. Right?
He does seem to like nothing really seems to phase him because
He just tears through.
is it this issue or was it the next issue where he gets shot? Is that at the end of this? I think that might get to be in the other one. I'll sneak over here and grab it. Who's the girl there? My question.
That's
His social worker?
yeah, she's his social worker. The Maxx is homeless. That's another thing about him that differentiates him from Wolverine. He's not a carbon copy.
Right.
He's his own character for sure.
Yeah, and the second issue, he gets shot in the leg, and then we never hear anything else about it. We never see him going to the hospital. It doesn't seem
So
to.
do these like jump forward and back in time? Like is
Yeah, there is. Well, see, this
because like we were watching like clips from the show, and it seems like it shows him going in the cop car after he gets shot by the Mr. Gone.
No. See, that's what I'm saying. That's afterwards. He gets shot afterwards.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Him in the cop car is his first issue.
Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
grab.
I don't know,
darker
like
image, too.
I saw like
Here,
the music video for the Max show, and just the way they sequence it kind of makes it appear that way. But like,
I was going to
all
say
different.
this is the other thing is that there's.
This is his first appearance, right? I mean, we're not that kind of show.
Well, they came out both about like within a month or something of each other. The first issue and then Darker Image one both came out.
Yeah,
Does that say what, like May of 1993 or something?
March 1993.
Yeah, this
So-
says March of '93 as
Yeah.
well.
So this was first. This
Yeah,
was
so-
This was everybody's first introduction.
Right.
Or
He has the crux of the story is that the Maxx lives in two different worlds.
yeah,
He lives in this weird
yeah,
outback
yeah.
Australia
the
place.
real outback that they don't tell you about.
Yes.
Where gods eat mountains.
God's eat
There's
mountains,
flying whales and
golden rivers.
golden rivers and these giant beasts that swing these giant hammers, and also
But then he also exists in
in
modern world with
Yes.
Julie Winters.
Julie and she has kind of like another like personality.
Well,
I
that's
guess,
what he sees
like
her
he
as,
sees her as the leopard queen.
Yeah, the Leopard Queen, and she is supposed to be his social worker or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like she almost gets kind of like sucked into his fantasies or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what? Let's look because I'm getting that glare. No one can see.
Oh
that.
yeah, I
Let me
see that.
flip that. See if that
Yeah.
changes it. Give it a second.
Yeah. Okay. That's better. That's better.
Oh, perfect. There
Yes,
we go. Yeah,
yeah,
that does look a
okay.
lot better without that.
The lighting is much better. But what I don't know. What city is he in? Does it say?
I feel like it's like New York is how I
Yeah.
feel like. In one of those videos we were watching, there's a couple of videos online because this is the other thing, it was a cartoon on MTV back in the 90s. That was after the comic came out. They turned it into a cartoon and it looked exactly like the comic book.
Yeah.
Like it just.
I do like how it moves too.
Right.
That in the animation.
But that's what I was gonna say. Is one of the videos it looked like it was like L.A. and L.A.
Mhm.
L.A.
Mhm.
Someone's such a fucking.
Well,
in L.A.
You know what would be brilliant is if they characterize some of it after one city and some after another, just as in he sees things in two different worlds.
Right, rather than just doing the filming of the Outback, like just in the same studio, actually do like that stuff down in like New Orleans or something, isn't it? I think that's shaking from the fan. I turned that up too high.
It's too powerful.
This fan is too much power. Too much power.
Are we gonna look at some of these other Max ones? Because this is just sort of a short little story, and
right. Well,
and we're not gonna. Too. Are we gonna show them the Liefeld and?
We have to show them. Yeah. I mean, Blood Wolf.
Yeah, we
do not want to look at Blood Wolf since we have it here.
Okay.
I mean, just
it doesn't have Kieth in it, but
no. Well, he did do the cover. I mean, that's the thing too. Is like Kieth's version of Blood Wolf on the cover there, like, is that is my favorite version of Blood Wolf. You know what I'm saying? And my favorite version, Deathblow, which is Jim Lee's character. But yeah, this is Rob Liefeld's,
and he seems like an analog to like Lobo.
Yeah,
Image's answer to Lobo. He's got his flying motorcycle. He's got guns.
But he's like, I mean, he doesn't look like Lobo at all. I mean, that's, you know, you look at him and he's just this.
There's Lobo.
That's him. There he is. You want to talk about Lobo? That's what he looks like. He's got dark hair and a jean jacket vest. But Blood Wolf, you know, he's got a. That's not a mohawk. What would you even call that?
It's kind of like a mohawk.
Pompadour?
Well, not exactly, because
it's the whole head. It's all of his hair is up. You know what? Maybe it is like if Wolverine's hair, instead of being two, was just
straight up.
It's a big horn on top.
I love that decapitation.
Yeah,
I would love to see that in a picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is when this came out. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have like red blood in like Marvel comics and DC comics. They would like usually hide it, like make it like purple or all black, or, you know, like they would generally try to.
It's Cable.
Cable's in it too.
But you know,
look at Blood Wolf down there though, like just blowing away bad guys. I mean,
awesome.
And there's only that's one of the ones I'm not quite sure if
what's exactly the story here. I kind of forget what he's doing.
He's like a mercenary guy who went and he had to go get something from there and then leave that package, which then later explodes when he leaves.
Yeah.
So he had to go. He's like an assassin, maybe, to a mercenary. Right. You know, I mean, what's Lobo's story? You know,
he's a bounty.
Exactly. It's the same thing. Like, you can have more than one bounty hunter story. And he's got this his space bike is actually a giant gun. That's like that's like the most.
I don't know. It's a very Liefeld.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the most
like
Liefeld thing.
The
like
big guns.
The gun is like a giant motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that like Blood Wolf can just pick it up too.
So much testosterone. It's crazy.
Love it. I love it. I wish that's what I'm saying. I wish that's like the character that like Liefeld really like stuck with and did like a lot more comics with, rather than just you know, the other. I like that he did the Youngblood stuff too. Off it. But
this is Deathblow.
I mean, it's
Jim Lee, the great Jim Lee,
king of DC Comics. You know.
Yeah, he's quite the artist there.
So this was his. When he did this, I remember everyone was like, almost like making fun of him because they were saying it was like a ripoff of like Sin City and Frank Miller and stuff, like just the whole shadows and like the way like he draws like all that weird details and stuff. But I think
it really looks fantastic.
Yeah, I love the way it looks, and he was.
It's like there's lighting there, like there's.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He gets all of that in
from the moon.
Yeah, you did your own version of it.
I did my. I don't have any copies of it left. I don't know why. They're all. Gotta print some more or something. But he wasn't. You know, he didn't hide the fact that he was just like doing his version of Frank Miller. You know what I mean? Like,
there's nothing wrong with a good homage.
I love. It's just like so. You know, it's shadows, but it looks just like so terrifying. Like he's got like those red war paint painted on his face, and you see his eyes and his teeth. Just
I remember like the story of this is pretty crazy too, because it's like they literally talk about like it's like military operations.
Oh
like,
yeah. It's like
the
whole
U.S. like helping like fascists or something
down in Nicaragua.
Yeah, like and overturning like revolutions or whatever.
You know, I have to wonder. That's exactly what I have at hand at all times. The Economic Hitman by John Perkins.
Yeah,
but that's exactly what we
do.
Definitely.
And Jim Lee revealed it.
Jim Lee's he's on the take.
This guy looks like how he drew Superman. This guy.
I can see that.
The way his jaw is.
Yeah, he's got. Well, that would be more like his Clark Kent.
Yeah, he has the glasses and everything. His hair's all combed nice.
Maybe that's like a what do they call that? A foreshadowing. Because eventually 2011, 2012 rolls around, and Jim Lee gets to redesign Superman's costume.
Like he's like, while his regime has been linked to the Medellin cartel, the right-wing military government is still vital to our national security as to our scope of operations in Central America. Yeah, I mean, it's been going on forever.
That's what we do. Go down, take over third world countries, install dictators, control their resources.
That's why Cuba was such a problem.
Yeah, fuck Cuba. Let them
the Sandinistas.
Give us the finger. Fuck that. We ain't gonna get in line.
Yeah.
You lay a pig's your ass.
So that was a little taste of the Maxx and Friends.
Right. Well, that's the other thing I wanted to show.
But we gotta get deeper into him, in his world.
Yeah, because like he's got one here has Bill Messner-Loebs, but William Messner-Loebs is the good writer, right? The good words guy.
Yeah. So he just writes the dialogue for the stories.
So that's what I was like saying earlier. I wanted to like show like how like you look at the number of words and pages, the way they're all set up. There's not. It's a good pace, like you go. Here's a little bit more words. It kind of does seem like maybe a tad on the wordy side, but I don't like a lot of words.
I don't think it's too bad here.
But not too bad.
But like show us this.
And this is not to throw any shade onto Sam Kieth, because he's probably like I'd say my favorite artist. But when it's just Sam doing the story and the art, he's got just every panel. It's like a book.
Pretty wordy.
Just so many words. You know what I mean? Like, I like reading, not against reading.
I mean, there's that one issue of From Hell, like where like he's in the carriage and he's talking all about like
it just goes
Whitechapel, and he's like going on and on about the symbolism in the architecture, and that's pretty wordy. But I feel like it's almost necessary there.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it just seems daunting to start off a comic, I guess. Maybe once you get into it.
Yeah.
But just the first page is like, so much.
maybe he just had a lot to say.
This is what? Oh yeah, this is issue 3 of Friends of Max. This is like a later issue of this Max, because this is from '97. This is 4 years after it started.
Is that an is? Oh, we never told them what an is.
We never told them what the is.
But they're a little creature that only the Max seemingly can see.
Would you want? You could show them like that third.
Yeah, everybody else sees them as like old grandmas. But like we learn about his predatory instincts as prey, and some of the prey of the outback.
Right. So
Yeah,
this is the
thank
real Outback,
The real one.
not that Crocodile Dundee Hollywood.
Yeah, there's this what's it called? I don't even know how you would pronounce this. It's like GBH,
Yeah.
like
I did some of that.
TYT, like Gib,
Young Turks.
or let's just call it the Outback Slug.
The Outback Slug.
It jumps like it can leap really high in the air, but doesn't know how to land, so it just kills itself because it's stupid.
I like how, like, looking at it on the, I can see it on the screen, like, it looks like it's like, I'd never noticed that before, how, like, the panels are, like, so slanted like that.
It's kind of cool how, as the slug is falling, there's the other panel of the is falling, like, through where the slug fell. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like following him.
Yeah. But he snatched up that rabbit, which is quite an interesting looking creature in itself.
Right. Right. So in the Outback, they are white.
Yeah.
And I remember I had one of the comics I lost over the years was like a bunch of his early comics collected in this thing called I Before E, right?
Mhm.
And that little character that is,
Mhm.
right, that was like,
Yeah.
maybe
They have jagged teeth. They're pretty.
some of,
rough.
well, in the other world they do. In our
Yeah.
world they do. In the Outback, they just have white skin, I guess. But it was like a little character he had used throughout the years for different stuff. Like he did, what was the other thing he had done?
Does the Max look like the Max to other people in the world? Because like that would look weird, just some guy like that walking around amongst people.
Just a big purple guy with that's a good question.
Yeah, because like I mean, I just like the design of the Max. I don't want to see him as just some regular homeless guy running around. I want to see the guy with those freaking middle finger claws.
Here's the grandma ones we were talking about too. How other people
Yeah, other people see him as like,
they see the Izzes and
their
our
grandmother.
as
and they all look the same, like the same grandmother.
in that other issue, the Savage Dragon crossover. He sees them as like little police officers.
Yeah,
Like
the Is are really the police.
taken over. Maybe that's the story. But so that's what I'm saying. Like that's the crux of the Max is that it's these two different worlds,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes back and forth between them. He sees different things
In
our
this
world
one,
and
like
his.
he has like a different design in that world too.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
he has like this big
The headdress.
headdress thing and the feathers and stuff. So everything's all different. And like when he's talking about like going through the grass or whatever, he's thinking to himself, am I forcing myself through a horde of people? I thought that was kind of interesting because like in the other world, people are just seeing this guy like pushing through like it's a herd of people.
Right.
Like to everybody else, he's just like a nutty,
It's just a nutty homeless guy. running around. Oh, this.
And yeah, chasing after grandmas, trying to gut them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I love it. Like, it just makes you question like everything about it, because then you realize he's questioning himself, like what's really happening. Because this version of the Maxx with the headdress and all that, he's like in that world, right? Because that's I get, you know, I mean, we're doing spoilers anyways, but like in that Batman and Max crossover, he's like, it's like him, Batman meeting that Max from the Outback. So he's like talking like all about the Leopard Queen and this and that. But like, yeah, because in our world, he doesn't call her the Leopard Queen. He calls her like Julie, unless he goes into this other personality where she's the Leopard Queen.
So he at least has that much wits about him to not call her the Leopard Queen when
in this world.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
maybe there's an issue where he just messes it up.
Is the Goodyear blimp supposed to be down that close to the people here? Like,
it's the whale.
Oh, we gotta move that.
I really like how it does that. How it's like shattered and fragmented like that. Yeah. And as he's like saying, the world flippers about me.
The blimp was off screen, so yeah, this air whale. It's like it's showing like in the Outback is this giant flying whale,
and you know these people walking around are these things. Yeah, and there's the is,
and it's wearing a dress or something. So does it show like who he was chasing? Oh, it just starts there.
Yeah, we're just seeing as the is, and I think like the clothes that it's wearing is sort of like
whatever it's wearing as a person.
Yeah, or an indication that like the other people see it as like just a regular clothed person.
Right. So it just looks like this guy's chasing somebody.
Yeah.
In actuality.
Oh, and butthole surfers.
Yes.
T-shirt. Yeah.
Electric Larryland.
That. Yeah. Image Comics. You know, perhaps.
See, that's the thing too. I
love like all this like stuff in there.
I love about Sam Kieth's work is just that like
there was something I noticed in this first one.
These
like,
details, yeah.
Is he in the prison cell in this?
All the graffiti.
Yeah, there's like graffiti on the walls. I want to show. Yeah, there's like.
Maybe hold that up closer so they can kind of.
There's Spawn rules, and like. All this stuff about us, Savage Dragon, and just Kelly Jones is mentioned.
Just Kelly Jones.
You know,
and that's the other part that I found out only recently. That Kelly Jones and Sam Kieth did go to high school together. I don't know what year.
Oh, speaking of Sam Kieth, there's another funny thing I noticed on I think it's like on her fridge.
On her refrigerator.
Where is that the last one? Okay.
Right. Yeah, it's where she's on the phone. Or no?
Buy milk, thrown out milk. No, that's.
It might be the next issue because it's where he's at when he's like sitting in her room or whatever.
Where's issue 2?
Over there. You threw it.
I didn't throw it. Oh my gosh! I would freak the fuck out if I saw one of those things in the fridge.
No Chinese leftovers, but
that's kind of funny. There's that note. There was that note about throwing out the milk. I think that's because he was drinking it. You know, like that's a little like
foreshadowing,
little detail.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. That's nice.
See, that's what I'm saying. They're Sam Kieth and that William Messner-Loebs. You're just a perfect team. You know what I mean? Like, just see, it's like he was just.
Let's talk about Mr. Gone.
Yeah.
Well, right here he's like over the like gas station, like gas pumps, and he looks like it's like this big cape or whatever, or is it like this big shadow, like over?
Was that? Is that the issue with his bathroom in it, or is that the next issue too?
I don't know.
Because there's
You know, he's the Max's enemy.
yeah, his bathroom. You need to see his bathroom. This is soap dispenser. It's not even it's his shaving cream dispenser. Oh, and water. It's got everything in there. And
He's got all the Izzes with him.
just what one
Yeah, it
down
all comes out of like the ass and the udders.
cow. That's what I'm saying. It's got everything in there. I wonder if there's other stuff because there's shaving cream.
He's got a
Water.
cactus.
Is there something coming out of the other ones too? What if like
He's taking a bath. Life is good, and the Izzes cooking up a crabbit, or he has him on a slingshot. They're torturing the poor thing.
yeah, see, Mr. Gone is the villain, definitely.
Yes.
There's all kinds of things going on. He kidnaps Julie at this
Yeah.
point. This is only the second issue of the comic. It went for like, what do we say, like 30
Does-
issues or something?
She doesn't see him as who he truly is, does she? Is he just like a regular guy to her?
Well, that's the other bit in
Because the Max sees things that we normies don't.
We find out that also Julie has got mental issues or problems or whatever you want to call it. Like, because it's like
I mean, she is a social worker, and she's working with all these people
yeah,
with problems. By contact, you take on some of that. I think that's a little bit.
one of these other issues, like it kind of implies that the Max is actually like an idea of Julie's rather than like, just being a homeless crazy guy. It's actually Julie's like whatever her mental delusions are, and it looks like an Eagles cover. Like fantastic. And this is the other thing is just this page here. I kind of wish these beam things weren't here. It's so weird because this is the issue that the issue where he gets turned into a cartoon, right?
Yeah.
It's such a goofy issue, and then it leads into this.
In the
This is issue 5, just for reference. And then it goes into this super serious and like insane.
Yeah.
Like, look at this pic. Like,
it all starts melting into goop.
I mean, you know what I mean? It shows to me like Sam Kieth is just like a freaking master of.
I love these comics because they're so like inventive and like just the concept is like just crazy.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I mean, that's
like-
the thing too. Like, this was like, think about this. This came out in '93, along with all the all the other Image comics were out, and you've got this where it's talking about like crazy people and fantasy lands and all this.
Like what's kind of cool is like
It was just mainstream. You know what I mean? Like they were printing
there was like another
millions of
like
copies.
I don't think he was a character that started an Image, but they made another Image thing. We went over the Badger. It's another character who had an Image comic from, and he's like a guy with multiple personality disorder. He's like a homeless crazy guy. He talks to animals though. His thing's different. It's like
I don't think what's
yeah.
the Badger wasn't quite like as. I don't know if you'd say as popular or as big, but I don't know
Right.
if you even describe the. I mean, the Max must have been popular because they made an MTV cartoon about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
People love him. Look
How
at
much
all
more
this
popular?
fan mail.
yeah, lots of fan
Lots
mail.
of fan mail.
KK calling all teeth collectors. Kind of unfortunate. There was they did an audio version of it right before they did the cartoon. They did like an audio version where it's just reading the whole thing. We're gonna have to look that up too. 'Cause it's, I heard it's on YouTube, but I haven't found it on there.
Were we gonna talk about his art in the Sandman too?
Yeah,
Or just like look the
Sandman. That's,
yeah.
by all
So
means.
you know, is
Just kinda
the
keep
Sandman
I think
isn't
this is our
what? Oh,
Yeah, there. Yeah. There's where our line is. Where the camera line is at the ruler.
yeah. So the Sandman isn't his creation,
Well, I mean, he
but
he
he-
started all of it, or whatever you want to say it. Like he was first issue. He was the drawer, and then that Mike Drinkenberger or whatever.
yeah, I think he did like 5 issues with Neil Gaiman on the Sandman, and they were like the first 5 ones, and like it just looks great.
Yeah, he. Well, you know,
I was reading a little bit of this today before I came over,
right.
and I just like the setup, bringing in the Sandman guy, like how like they bring him through like this ritual.
Right. Well, they're trying to summon
Death.
death.
Yeah,
The embodiment of death.
I think it's like funny, right here when
That's a
he comes and he's like, "We did it! I don't believe it! We did it!" He's like, "No, we failed. This isn't death. Damn it to hell."
This is.
Yeah.
That is a cool picture.
Mm-hmm.
See, I wonder what I really wonder about this is if it was. No, this must have been the letterer that did the title there, because it's like going over the art. I love this. That's the one thing I love about the Sandman.
The thing
titles,
interesting
the
about the continuity between like the Sandman to the Max is they both deal in like another world.
right?
You know, it's like
Well,
a dream
dreams
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because they call the Australian outback Dreamtime.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. That's
Yeah,
what the,
you know, it must have leaked into
the Aborigines in Australia call it. They call it the Dreamtime. It's this whole because like I remember like obsessing about this as a kid, like reading about Australian Dreamtime stuff. Like, is there anything about air whales? But what about the air whales? You know. But I mean, it was like cool. You know, it was all this weird gods.
Who are Donald Duck's nephews?
Who are Donald's? What are the names?
Huey. What else? I don't know. It's
We
not
also
important.
have to show off, just because we're at.
We made our goal.
We did make the goal.
Spent stories of the silent are coming.
They are printed. I believe it's on. What do we say? Newsprint paper is what it's going to be. So it's going to be like an old timey comic. I think he might be doing a flip cover. I don't know. Peter's crazy in like the best way. Like.
I think if somebody doesn't have any crazy whatsoever, there's something wrong with them. Like they're kind of crazy for not even being a little crazy. Doesn't that seem crazy?
I think some people ordered that too, because that was on the Kickstarter as well. Didn't have that.
There he is.
Silent Minority.
We will be having real patches soon.
Yes.
For all.
There is going to be your own silent patch.
Yes. You too can stay silent and combat the sad Illuminati and the reptilian Nazis.
Reptilian Nazis. It's gotta just be one N in there. Reptilian Nazi.
Reptilian Nazi. Okay.
Yeah. There's him when he was a beatnik for a little while in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was every different time. You know, in the 70s, I'd assume that he did a little bit of silent disco. You
Mhm.
know, I think that would be cool. Probably when
There's a character in The Invisibles that they do like a flashback to like his stories, and I think he's like in the 70s. He's like he turns out to be the Dane's or Jack Frost's teacher in school that he beats up. But he's like
the one in the
Mr.
beginning?
Six. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
but like they have this other story in it where he's like wearing this like very 70s like clothes.
Hmm. No. It's just one. That's so weird.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
I just thought that was kind of cool.
Hmm,
I
check-
yeah.
I like it. I'm gonna have to. I might have that one. Check it out.
Yeah, I was like surprised when he turned out to be somebody like that. I mean, like that was kind of a cool like, oh, that teacher asking him questions about Kropotkin. Like, yeah, I was like thinking, who asks questions about like anarchist philosophers in school? Like, I never learned that.
Well, that's over.
Well, he's an invisible, of course.
Yeah, and that's over in England. They have a different.
No,
Did you
it's even worse there.
Did you order your official Gotham newsstand baseball cap though?
Yes.
Okay, because that
Yes,
was
I
one of
did.
the things I wanted to make sure that when Silent Issues get here,
Mm-hmm.
we both have our official Gotham newsstand
Yeah.
hats to wear.
You can't read a Gotham Newsstand comic without a Gotham Newsstand baseball cap.
I should do one with I never get that fucking mask thing I made. That's what I should do when they get here. Have that thing on. Hey, folks.
Yeah,
Figure-
like, so you can kind of see the similarities in like the way the art looks. I think, like, let's look at some of issue 3. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like Sam Kieth is not. You know what I'm saying? Like he is not like a slouch at drawing at all. Like he can draw all this shit. You know, he's just.
I think like a lot of like what carries over is kind of how surreal it all is. You know, like the dreamscape of like this outback with all these like weird creatures in it.
That's what I said. Check out maybe this.
Yeah, what would be like the best comparison?
I'm looking for one that has a bunch of good shots of his Wolverine. Maybe use this one. That shows a bunch of his Wolverine stuff he did. That was basically what he did right before the Maxx, was this Wolverine story by Peter David. You know,
You see like these like big giant teeth like grinning like in the darkness. Oh, wait, what? Like, I mean, the Maxx, it's a little bit more exaggerated, but I
he
mean,
was already playing with. Well, I've never seen like the Maxx supposedly originally appeared in Comico Primer number 15 or something, right? I've never seen it though.
I don't know. Look at the way they both hunch though. They both kind of hunch the same way.
I can really see that now, like him being like Image's Wolverine, like that's.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's got like the claws and the
Go back
ferocity.
to that for a second. That one where he's hunched over.
Yeah,
Compare like
sitting back to back.
those feathers on his head and his headdress thing with
Yeah.
Wolverine's
Mm-hmm.
you know, mohawk, dual mohawk thing or whatever. Like he's definitely, yeah. I never thought about it like that before, but that makes like total sense that he's like, because who else would be Wolverine in Image? You know what I'm saying? Like Shadowhawk? No. Shadowhawk is not Wolverine. Not Image is Wolverine, at least. I mean, I love Shadowhawk. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, Savage Dragon is not Wolverine. I think Wolverine's mental cloudiness of his history.
Yeah.
Compare that to, man, I never thought about that. That's him climbing that wall with his claws and stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, I think that's this issue. No, it's still the next one. Yeah, I never thought about that, but that is an astute observation. Like, I had never considered that Max is just basically.
Isn't this guy's like arms just like adamantium?
Yeah, I think so.
Man.
Cyber. That's his name. And we gotta like.
Kind of has and he's kind of looks like the Max too. He's like super bulky and like.
Right.
Really cool.
I'm sure where the other Marvel Comics Presents is at, because it's that's the one I just had.
Oh my God, Dr.Ben, look at this. What do those look like? Leopard spots, huh?
Leopard spots.
The Leopard Queen.
Leopard Queen.
There we go.
Oh yeah, look, that's.
Mm-hmm.
Is this? I can't tell where this is at because it's like it's in different parts. Did you already pass this part? Maybe. Because look, 'cause that shows she's definitely in like a leopard skirt or whatever. That's impossible. That's what I'm saying. It was in Marvel Comics, and then this is part one of the collection. That's so stupid. Why didn't they just put it all together? So
The way he's like, that's like him on the couch.
yeah,
It kind of reminds me of that, you know?
that's not. Max is Image's Wolverine. That's what it is. I mean,
Really
maybe not.
cool.
Maybe not quite the same personality,
Yeah.
or like the government, government operative backstory or whatever. But
Is that Donald Trump? Looks like Donald Trump. He's reading It by Stephen King.
maybe when is it? What year does that say? 1988.
Yes.
Maybe because that's like him, that guy going through the ages. When you want to show him too. This is Sam Kieth drawing. We didn't look at that when we did our pit episode, did we? I don't think we did.
I don't know.
This shows
Story and art. The Max. Kit.
yeah, see, like go back where it says like from story and art, and then the swell dialogue is Bill Messner-Loebs.
Mm-hmm.
That was
This guy's doing like operations on one of those is
I think he's like a coroner, isn't it?
or
Medical exam. Yeah, medical.
Oh
exam.
yeah, he sees like a regular guy, but it's really
It is. So they stay looking.
It looks like he just discovered that it wasn't as though.
Oh yeah, it's like it.
Oh my gosh, that's so terrifying. It's like,
Oh,
he
is
sees
it when
like
he
in the
takes
crack open door?
he takes the clothes off of it, and then it turns into.
That's how it disguises itself.
Well, the clothes is what makes it look like so strange. Then in here, it's like they're both walking through there. What is this issue? This is issue 7. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so strange. They're both walking through there, and these things are all tiny. But like, freaking Pitt is there looking for Timmy. Like his version of Pitt, for one, is like. I mean, that was in the back of in the first issue of Pitt. Sam Kieth did that drawing of Pitt, and I was just like, "That's awesome. That's Pitt."
Yeah.
So like getting to see
This is like kind of crazy too. Like, you see how that's like different. The way like it.
Yeah, it's like he did.
Like something with the.
That was the other thing I was like talking about earlier. How like the further he goes, the longer he goes as an artist, the more like experimental and like the more he starts playing with like different mediums. I mean, that's
definitely like that.
I linked his blog.
Now it's big. The is grew somehow.
They shrunk.
They were. Oh, okay.
You're like the is grew. They shrunk.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Suddenly, everything changes. Is this Timmy?
Is that the Timmy that he was chasing? Yeah, because he's like
he's chasing Timmy. He sees it as Timmy.
Right. It's actually
No, that's not Timmy.
That's not Timmy.
That is not Timmy.
I like how he changes up their teeth too. Like he's not locked into like doing things like those other ones.
This one kind of has both. Like
needles.
This has some needles in there and some like jaggedy.
That's what I'm saying. It's just terrifying. He doesn't stick to.
I think the idea that it doesn't have eyes makes it like creepier for some reason.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's just, every image is just so just dynamic.
I think I figured out why the is creeps me out so much. I'm thinking of Alien.
Yeah.
The chest bursters.
Definitely has like
that's like one of that movie. That's like one scene in like a movie that I was like physically like, oh, like just upon seeing it, it was like so nasty. I love the little like cartoon eyes that he has right here. That you see, like they're like these.
Oh yeah. It's like his whole mouth is like sideways. Like they're both on like one side. It's like a maybe bring that up because you can't see it on there.
Yeah,
they gotta see that. It reminds me of go over to the left.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of like what do you call it? Those like a flatfish, like a sunfish or whatever those things are, where they have eyes. They like it's a fish that like it goes on its side.
Oh
It swims on the bottom, and it's like their eyes start out like on different sides of their head, but once they pick a side, that this bottom side all the time, then the eye migrates to the other side.
Freaking thing.
Yeah, he's just look at like when he's like hits there. He's like Timmy. They're all Timmy. Like
Just like they're all Dave.
oh yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like there's so much shit going on with this.
It's always engaging. It never gets old.
There's another bit from our buddy.
What?
Another comic book from our buddy
Alan Moore?
Alan Moore, right?
Yes.
Violator miniseries. Straight from the pages of Spawn. Humor and horror do mix. Oh,
That is so cool. Man, I want to.
I've got like the first issue of that, and then I've got issues 2 through 4 of Violator versus Bad Rock, also written by Alan Moore.
That
Like it's so goofy. Like, and then there's I love that there's like it's like a 2-issue crossover with Pet. Like it's somewhere like she's giant and like Mr. God is tiny. That's what I'm saying. Like so much of this
anything
is,
can
like,
happen.
They tie him up with a phone cord in that other issue. That's what I'm saying. It's like he likes to reuse different things that are so weird. Like phone cords. Like that other issue. The Max runs into a store of just cords.
Yeah.
Just phone cord. It gets
The store is called Just Cords.
and like think about it now too. Like this was like 1993. So like 30 years later, no one even has a phone cord. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have one of those, it's like
Weird.
yeah. Like I mean maybe your phone charger plug you can get like that. But you know what I'm saying? It's like it's an obsolete item that if people have them now, it's for like you know, like having a retro thing or whatever. It's just so. That's what I'm saying. Like I love his stuff because it's just all these weird
You got away on a
details.
flying whale.
Flying whale. Does that mean he jumped onto the Goodyear blimp? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, what does all of this mean? It's so crazy. Just make that. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
there you go. Just so it's on this side of this ruler, so that way it doesn't.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
Oh wait, he goes. Oh, go even. I'll even more. You pushed it. Somebody pushed it. Who did it? Oh my gosh. Go over a little bit more. Keep going.
Yeah.
Move it over. This is one we gotta look at. Okay. Yeah, that thing they were sitting on is just like a tiny little like beehive or something. That's what I'm saying. It's just
Part of me is projected into the other world, into your home. I'm there listening now. Oh yeah, doesn't she have like some kind of spirit animal thing with a rabbit or something?
the Maxx. That's what I'm saying. Is that other one is like saying that like the Maxx is her spirit animal. But then it's like, so what? He's her spirit animal, but he's got turned into a person. That's what I'm saying. It's so great. There, see, they're sitting on there.
Yeah.
And then they're both don't. Please tell me we're not sitting on the freaking post office box in the middle of the city. Like what? Oh my! I thought we were on a. That's what I'm saying. It is like such just a wild comic because it's like just trying to figure out what's even going on. I like that he does his shout outs here because you know, like this is where I learned everything I know. I'm gonna draw like Bernie Wrightson and Frank Frazetta. Arthur Slater. Okay.
Yeah. Like something that like Liefeld said in that one Stan Lee thing about like about inspiring him as like artist or whatever. He's saying that he'd like try to emulate styles from like different people, or he'd take like, you know, he'd notice like the art in different books and then he'd like try to like sort of
right,
you know, take from that but like throw in his own
tracer.
you know.
He's a tracer. He's a tracer.
He's a tracer.
His mother was a tracer and he's a tracer.
Well, you gotta get some kind of influence from somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's what
No
I'm saying.
one
Like,
is
I trace
completely original.
Sam Kieth stuff all the time. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean,
it's so stupid. I didn't bring any of the stuff that. Or we looked at it last time. That whatever the crap it was, the image book.
Yeah, go to that just so we can show like I don't want to think I'm not that picture of him like the first issue. Can we go back to that one?
Yeah.
The one of him slicing up all the ises. You know what I'm talking about? The part that I copied.
Oh yeah, I know.
Plus, because I mean that was too. It was on my intro.
Right here. Here we are.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I absolutely love. I grabbed this other copy that doesn't have the page marked in it. Fuck. I couldn't find my other copy. That's what I'm saying. It's like taking me forever trying to go through this. There. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, so that's. Oh, gee. That's me copying Sam Kieth. Just so we're on the record, I even tried to copy this with them.
Oh yeah.
Him trying to look like him there. I was trying to keep it like consistent, like in this one, but it was like I couldn't make a big head because there's not
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
just
like how
for
they're,
the
like, all,
record.
like grabbing him from underground. It's like kind of creepy, crazy. Yeah. Well, did we ever find that stuff on the fridge?
I think that's in the second or the third issue. The third issue, maybe. Yeah, because it's when he's over there or something.
I love this fight with him and
Yeah, see, this is what I was
Mr.
talking
Gone.
about too. Like the way he's talking and stuff. This is his Dreamtime personality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's like talking to him, and he doesn't. He's even like commenting on like how like he doesn't know what's going on or what.
They're a lot stronger on this side. I'll have to remember that. Hair was suckling. Meat breath and tickler.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
This fight feels very like primal, just like really close, and they're grappling, grabbing each other. He's trying to like stab him, but like he has like his mask that he kind of blocked it with.
He's like 3 times the size of him too, at least. It's not this.
No,
It
it's
is the
not.
second issue. I'll take all these so we don't have a collapse. It'd be like later in it, though. I think. There's the grandmas all biting them. Imagine seeing that. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is this guy seeing?
Seeing a bunch of grandmas biting him,
But is he seeing the Max, or is he just? That's what I'm saying. It's like, what
oh
on
yeah,
earth
maybe
is he-
they just see regular guys.
Like, because we see like skin there. Is he just? I'm always so confused about it. Like, he's asleep. There's like this one that's stuck on a dumpster. Mr. Gone just comes and puts like a box over it. Just leaves it hanging on there. He's just like puts a box to like cover it up.
I don't know who.
Because it was them. It was that part where he was like on the phone, looking at him or whatever. lot of issues. Whatever issues you can find is just pick them up. Is what I always recommend.
Yes.
Those ones, like I said, goes up. Into
It's
the
always
30s.
interesting.
Yeah, anything you can find by Sam Kieth is just going to be. What is even going on here?
She's.
I mean,
has
I
like a.
well, just with his ink there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's up here too. Like I've read interviews with him where he said what he likes to do is take ink and blow it with a straw to get that like just insane.
It's a cool like splatter effect, kind of like.
I mean, his
the
claws are
logo
just
is like that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. It's anything you find by Sam Kieth is just gonna be fun to look at, and then.
And then you got this like very interesting story.
Yeah, once you start reading it, it's just, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's involved. It's, it's going to keep you on the edge of your seat.
Mm-hmm.
What it is going to do.
He also did some stuff in Manhunter.
Oh, well, that's what I was going to say. This was way before.
Any of this. This was in 88, right?
85.
85.
Yeah. So this was, like I was saying, him and
No,
Kelly.
88.
Does it say 88?
Yeah.
Oh.
But this
him
was
and Kelly
before
Jones working together.
93. And Kelly Jones' name was written in the...
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're buddies.
No,
They
yeah.
went to high school out in, I think it's California is where they're both out in California is what it is.
Maybe the Max isn't from LA.
Maybe it is. Man, I guess that would make sense. Maybe it is out. Maybe that's what it's like out in there in California.
They got an is problem.
A lot of people biting out there. I mean, he is, he can draw whatever he wants to draw. He can just draw.
No, it's not him drawing though.
Well, that's him inking
Yes,
though.
and
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Putting that final touch,
Mhm.
giving everything depth and
Yeah,
weight.
definitely good at that.
Can't be beat. Can't be beat. That's what I'm saying about Sam Kieth.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'd probably say he's like my favorite artist. I think that's why I don't want to know specific details like that because that I would feel like weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like Salvador Dali's probably like my favorite painter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to know all the weird. I've got biographies of him and stuff. But I don't want to know
Isn't he an asshole though?
Dali?
Yeah, didn't he support fascism?
No, he was a French.
No, he was Spanish.
Maybe that too.
French and Spanish.
All of them.
That was Van Gogh was French, right?
See, this is exactly what I'm saying. I don't want to know those details about art or an artist. I just want to look at their work and be like, wow, that's what I'm saying. His Wolverine stuff. You know what I mean? You're looking through there, and I mean it's just so. Just perfect. You know what I'm saying? He's just. You said him clawing up a wall by stabbing his claws into it. Oh, I'm not even on there. Him climbing this wall by stabbing his claws into it. That's insane. You know what I mean? I don't need to know what kind of shoes does Sam Kieth wear? Does that affect this?
No.
What did he get for chemistry in 11th grade? Did he take chemistry? What was his math score? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? None of that. You just look at this and it's all that other stuff just disappears because, you look at their art and you're just, you're there with this guy and a weird skull thing and Wolverine's climbing up the wall and Tiger Lily is in here. Where's she at? You know what I'm saying? Every page of this is just...
Yeah.
You're just there. You're transport. I mean, look what is this thing that she's got? Is it a
Looks
crystal?
like this is a crystal ball.
It's like, can she tell my future? I want to know. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're at the 50s, not, you know what I'm saying? Like, every page, you're just transported into, like, that world, you know?
Mhm.
Anything from here, you know, like, it's, doesn't affect that at all, you know? Like, I heard that Sam Kieth voted for Richard Nixon. Did he? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I didn't even hear that. But
The
I mean,
way
would
he's
it matter?
smiling here reminds me of Mr. Gone. The way he smiles, which
see that.
kind of like has me worried about who Wolverine really is if he has a smile like
Wolverine's got a dark side. I mean, he is a killer. He's killed many people.
yeah. I mean,
And he's a smoker, and we know what that means. Smoking cigarettes.
well,
Supporting
I mean,
capitalists.
he's lived a couple 100 years. He can make some mistakes.
He's immortal. He's like the Highlander.
He's not immortal. His aging is just retarded. And I'm not saying that as like whoops.
Yeah, that one's all fucked up.
As
I
in,
should've watched
I'm not saying that as like an insult. I'm saying it as like
It's slowed down.
slowed
Retarded.
down. Yeah.
Retardant. Like a fire retardant.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be
It's
offended.
not a slur.
What are you saying about fire? You're saying fire's not as good as someone else because it's. What are you saying about fire? No, it's like, no,
Well,
to retard something.
Dr.Ben, I am an earth sign. So,
Earth sign.
so I have nothing to do with fire.
Well, what are there fire signs?
Are there? I aren't there like isn't there something for every element? Like isn't there air and water?
Well, what's a fire sign then?
I don't know, maybe there isn't one. But like
Earth, air, water. You would think there'd be fire. Like,
I feel like one of the aggressive ones is like like Leo or something like that.
Maybe.
Some like kind of vicious animal. Kind of
my Capricorn.
yeah.
I think
something like I think there's a fire. I don't know. I don't you know. I just know I'm a Virgo and that's an earth sign. We don't do anything with fire.
Nothing with fire. Well, all right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I actually do like watching fires though, and I like to start them.
Well, you've just contradicted your nothing to do with fires. I do like to start them though, but
I just don't like to be in
I just wanted to
fire.
go back to this.
You know?
Imagine
imagine 3 grandmas jumping on somebody,
Because, like,
pushing them.
the guy's watching too. He's
I
like,
mean, I don't care what you're seeing. If it's a little freaking eyeless thing with needle teeth or a bunch of grandmas,
yeah, if they're
it's
all biting them, hanging off.
it's still pretty terrifying.
Well, I mean, the fact that they all look the same, that would be unnerving. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe if it was
Yeah.
one grandma.
Yeah,
hitting the homeless
that's
guy,
another thing.
I could
They're
see
all
that.
they're all the same grandma.
Yeah.
So that makes it even like weirder.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was just one, you could I could imagine it being like, it's like he's a homeless guy, and that's how like this other people would see him as like just a crazy looking homeless guy.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was one grandma, I could be like, yeah, he's he's a homeless guy and grandma, and they're fighting. But if it's like 3, and he's already said that they all look the same, it would just be three.
I don't know,
identical
like to other
grandmas.
people, like he's like just in this back alley, like flailing around,
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what
and
what other people see is just this crazy. They don't even notice that. Like, see, I wonder if that might be part of it too. Is like what would they even? They just don't even notice or care that he is in a purple and yellow jumpsuit. You know what I'm saying? Like they're seeing the young bloods running around. You got Savage Dragon. Right? He's a cop.
Yeah.
He's green.
Yeah.
He's got a fin coming out of his head.
People pretty
He's a
much
cop.
people accept him still,
He's a
even
cop.
though he's like some alien mutant.
Yeah, young blood. One of they got a guy that's a big rock.
Yeah.
The other one's the robot. The
Yeah.
the guy that looks like a cougar person, cougar man.
Yeah.
Now you got a one. He's in a purple jumpsuit, claws. He's homeless.
People
now you
are
got
afraid of
homeless
Spawn
superheroes
now, right?
I think so. Well, no, because like he hangs out with those bums in the alley. See, that's what I'm saying. This is what their world was like, right? Because Spawn was hanging out in the alley with bums, right? In his Spawn suit. Sometimes he put on a trench coat. But
Like the Ninja Turtles.
But people seeing superheroes, homeless, hanging out in the alley, around a fire, in the trash cans, fighting a weird grandma. It's like, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what they're doing these days.
That's what those superheroes are doing now. Now they're homeless. Great.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of thinking people don't think of the Max as a hero. Like, they're not aware of the things he's doing for them.
Right.
Because like it kind of works as like him having like sort of like these delusions and him with his like social worker and stuff. I think that's like super interesting.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, it's a lot of stuff that like I've never really thought about with the Max that all like really makes sense. Like, that's why he is just this big purple dude with giant teeth and claws. But you know what? There's a friggin' dragon guy that's a cop and all this other shit going on. So it's like, to people then, that was like, here's just another darn thing, It's the first time you see him, like, oh.
He has this kind of like crazy shaman mask.
That's just what he looks like. That's what I'm saying. Is like, that's just what. Think of how Sam Kieth draws the rest of these people if they have a mask or something. That's what I'm saying. He's just like.
He thinks of himself as like this wild man running through the outback, fighting all these like
he is right.
Crazy creatures and evil sorcerers.
So he really is trying to stop all these
plague of Iz's
other dimension or other world coming through to ours, because they are, as he's finding out. Yeah, so it's I never thought about that. Like that, just that's why I know that he really looks like that walking around. But he's like a homeless superhero dude.
Yeah.
People were just like, yeah, we got the Savage Dragon running around. We got Shadowhawk. They don't know what's going on with him, but he's some dude that people know about. They got Spawn. They got Youngblood's a corporate
pit. Superhero franchise, kind of like the Boys. I guess, yeah.
The Brigade and Bloodstrike and all that is part of that Youngblood thing. Youngblood's like the public PR.
Yeah, Brigade is the under the radar one, the one that just kind of keeps does everything. Their own thing.
Well, I kind of get the feeling like Brigade's supposed to be like the ones like running while Youngblood's doing their stuff. Kind of like Brigade's like setting them up almost like. And then Bloodstrike is the Black Ops cleanup crew,
Yeah.
But like people know about Youngblood. You know what I'm saying? There's the dude with the photon that's got green plasma for a head that's like coming out the top. Like there's other aliens and stuff there. Supreme. Everyone knows about Supreme. Has been around since the 40s. He was an old golden age
Wildcats.
Wildcats are running around. So that's what I'm saying. Is like that was like watching their news in the comics, like in Spawn comics and stuff. They're all talking about these different things that are going on.
Spawn saw the Savage Dragon on TV. These kids like we're
like all excited about it. And they thought they were talking about Spawn, I guess. I was like, how do they know? I have this clever disguise.
So that's what I'm saying. It was like a whole. That was what the world that they were like portraying. Was like in seeing all these superheroes and stuff. People. That was like the idea that like these people were here.
Really grounds it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like the same. There's LeBron James. There's the next basketball star, rap star, movie star. Oh, they're here. They came through Cleveland, or They stopped at Ashton Beulah at the chicken stop, the convenience store, got gas, and said hi to somebody. Did you?
They said hi to somebody.
Bill Murray came by the gas station. Can you believe it? He went in the barbecue stand. Got a barbecue sandwich to go. Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray does stuff like that. I've heard like these things where he just like got behind and like tended bar at like these places for people. He would just do that. Yeah.
How would Bill Murray run out of money? Like Bill Murray couldn't run. You know what I mean? Like so that's what I'm saying. Like you see,
like
that's
he knows how to
throw
a party though,
right?
Because like on the set of Caddyshack, I hear like everybody was like just wasted.
Well,
they were just like partying all the time, just a bunch of drinking and drugs and rowdiness.
That's the kind of stuff they were doing back then.
It's probably that Rodney Dangerfield character.
It
kind of feels like how that is in the movie. Like the like people that own the club are like how mad at this like guy like
shows up.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. Is like
stiff crowd, huh?
So that's exactly. Imagine like that guy. Right, that keeps going on like the downhill. Like he was a movie star. Now he's like homeless, crackhead, whatever. Like people are like, oh, they see him and they're just like, oh, okay. So that's what I'm saying. That's what the Maxx is.
It's the Maxx.
He's a homeless superhero. It's the Maxx.
Do people just know him as Max, like some guy named Max, or?
That's what I mean, because there's like there's parts too where there's like kids like hanging out with them, like their mom would be like, "Get away from that homeless guy." That's what I'm saying. Like there's so much this like I hadn't really like thought about like all the way through, like, and it's like, wow, it's just like their world has superheroes, and so obviously there's also homeless ones, and I assume they have the same thing as like Suicide Squad.
You can't leave anybody out.
Yeah, it's just a whole. There's crazy superheroes, ones that think they're. Well, Badger doesn't become like part of the Image universe. It's not like he's like hanging out with like Savage Dragon.
He's not with all of them.
But also, you could do that too.
Yeah,
and it would make sense for him to just be like, "Wait, what?"
Him and the Max should hang out. I would like to see. Like those, like a crossover with them.
Get Mike Barron to write a Max issue.
So good.
That would be insane. Like Mike Barron writing.
I mean, the Badger probably is a social worker or something, right?
He had. Well, that's one of the ones I've got. He's at like a hospital or whatever, and.
He's got like all these different personalities. That character. So like we got a schizophrenic, which is like the Max is like schizophrenic. Right.
Well, yeah, I guess and he has like multiple personalities because there's like the one.
So he's a little bit in a worse situation. But he has less personalities. But
what is the rest of the Badger's world like? That's what I'm not quite sure. Is there like
Well, there
Like
was
superpowers
one
and
guy.
shit in there?
Well, there was one guy talking to cockroaches. And he was riding a giant cockroach or something. You remember that?
No, I haven't read enough.
I showed you that though. Like we talked about it before.
Well, that doesn't mean it's.
Remember, like the badger was riding up on a buffalo,
I do remember. The
and like
buffalo.
they were like he like karate kicked him off the buffalo, and the other guy was riding it like a giant monstrous cockroach. The one guy's plan was to have cockroaches rule the earth, and he was like serving this like mother queen cockroach thing.
You know,
Kind of. So he was crazy too. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's like seeing two crazy people fighting in the street. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying with the Max. Like you see him running around and he's shouting about Mr. Gone and Iz's
flying whales.
And just like, oh, this guy again. Oh my gosh, just be careful. He's got claws. Like,
yeah,
he's
got claws.
He's got claws, and he might bite. I don't know. Like, just be careful. He stinks. Yeah, he doesn't. He lives in the alley over there in the dumpster. Like he literally. That's his headquarters. Is the dumpster. It's like you'd just be like, ugh. That's what I'm saying. Like I've never really like thought about like that would have just. I always just thought it was like so absurd that like here's this guy with claws and big feet and teeth.
I don't know. I kind of relate to like the reality of like the Max's world because of like all the people at the park.
The Max.
No, like all the people at the park are like this, like by the gazebo thing, like by Main Avenue. I swear, like some of these people are seeing the Iz's.
It's possible. It's possible. One thing, the battery on this one is almost out.
Well, how long have we been on?
Yeah, it's been like we've been on here like an hour or whatever. Like it's been, I think it's been. We've looked over a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
I think
there's a lot to go over, and there's a lot more to go over.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to just do kind of like an overview and introduction, kind of
to Sam Kieth's work, but it seemed like this kind of turned into like sort of a Max episode too. But how can you escape that?
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like looking at just all the stuff he's done is never
Sandman.
Yeah, get that. Oh, that is there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it over Wolverine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that work does a good. Talked about the Cylon a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to do like I said, once the comics get here, we're gonna have to do like
just a special
party or something. Go take
Yeah.
them. Maybe we'll go do like a surprise party at a local comic book shop.
Yes.
There are comic book shops that are here.
Yes. Captain's Comics and
What's the
Robot Zero.
Robot
And is there another one?
Comic Book City.
I've never been there.
Well,
I gotta go sometime.
Comic Book City is for sale at this time.
Oh,
So there you could buy the entire Comic Book City, everything in there.
I don't have the money
Well,
for that.
might be negotiable.
I'm a little bit closer to the Max's situation than having the money to buy a comic book shop.
Well, I mean, just that's what I'm saying. Is comics is for everyone.
Yes.
All levels you can buy because this is the thing. Like
Gotta go through
this is
those and find copies of the Max.
a reprint, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is like $4. This is $1. I probably got this for like 50 cents. You know, like you can.
That is
These?
worth way more than 50
It
cents.
is. I might have paid. It might have been $1 or $2. It depends. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I mean just like
I've seen it for more.
I
Definitely.
almost feel scummy. I'm paying 50 cents for this thing because
I
it's
feel
so
like
amazing.
lucky because it was like I found it. And I was like, 50 cents. Oh my gosh. Because you know,
Yeah.
like on eBay, it's like $5, $10.
Mhm.
So the first one, and
I mean,
darker
that-
image.
yeah.
That's the other one. Darker image.
Nowadays, I'm all about the dollar pens.
Yeah, these are like $10 now. $10 on eBay. Especially $50. You could, if you find the one with the Max card in it, because it came bagged. It's either the Max card, the Blood Wolf card, or a Death Blow card.
Are you gonna show them your max half of max?
Maybe we should say. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's almost dead on this thing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it had the thing on there, like
Okay.
5% left. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't want to.
Well, have a good evening, everybody. I guess don't let the izzes bite.
Yeah, like I said, I put a link to Sam Kieth's blog down below, where he posts all his stuff. It's his blog. I think that's the only place he is on the internet is on his blog. So I can go look at that. He posts all his art and what he's doing. Insane. I'll play us a song to get out, and we'll see you next time. You know, which should I play? I think I should play the
Max.
Well, I didn't put it on here.
Is there a Max music video? I don't know. Oh, we don't have.
Do not wear that outfit again. But if you want to keep your speed, because I want to fit in. Sorry, you're just not terribly important to me. Did you know that Whitney Houston's debut LP her phone number one single song? Did you know that Christy, there are no girls with good personalities? I don't think we should see each other anymore. It never was supposed to be. Gotta return some videotapes. Have to return some videotapes. Did you know I'm utterly insane? I like to dissect girls that ate some of their brains. Gotta return some videotapes.